Hey Aquarius. Capricorn season. Hey. Okay. Happy New Year if you celebrate. And I have things written down for this month as well. Before we get into that, all information to work with me is below. All information to work with me one-on-one is there, and my email as well if you'd like to ask me, contact me, there. Part 2 for this reading will be on Patreon, which is like an extended, kind of all combined into one. Much more insight into the reading, and a link below as well. And yeah, happy early birthday to those of you with birthdays in January. And what do we have here for you? Okay, so this month, it's about experiencing your life. Whatever that looks or feels like. Yeah, feelings. So follow the feeling, kind of. What do I mean by that? So there's this term we use in a certain segment of whether it's connecting with trauma in your body, it's just connecting with your body. So the feeling, it's a very earth thing, is feeling, right? That's how we designate a lot of the signs. Like if you're earth sign, you feel differently than the other signs. Like we all have our own sensations, but water is usually linked to earth as well, but our water is usually linked to feeling, of course. However, I feel like earth is as well, and we are in that season. And for you, it's more about not just connecting to the feeling, but there's a discipline to it. It's not just because you need to feel something, you know, it's not about getting a rush and feeling something or jumping into a relationship or jumping into this or jumping into that. It's more about really recognizing where your feelings bring you mind, bring you in your life, and connecting with that. There will be plenty of opportunities for you to do that this month. And for some of you, you might find one feeling and focus on it all month and just sitting with it. Again, you also don't have to do that, but there's something becoming very clear that you feel a certain way and you need to experience it. There's no more hiding from it. There's no more ignoring it. There's no more avoiding it. Because if you want the most out of your season, this month, it's, you know, you don't want to, let's just put it this way, you want to be feeling all of this next month, right? You're going to be feeling it anyway. So ultimately, this reception to confront this, or this reception to witness what it is that you're feeling, is ultimately going to give you a lot more energy. Not only energy, but have you moving away from it confidently, realizing that some things are just in your head, right? And that you have the wherewithal and you have the courage and you have the power behind you to do what it is that you want to do, to move forward in the ways that you want to move forward. There are certain things that you may find just because you are not necessarily a master or a mentor at something, or, you know, don't have the highest rank in something, you almost hold back. But it's important not to this month. It's important to set certain things free, to stand your ground, to understand that, like, if there's a disagreement or if there's someone that ultimately opposes you, even if there's a part of your past that's opposing the part of you that you are putting out there now, it's more important that you recognize that the only thing taking you away from your luck is you not allowing yourself to be lucky sometimes. Jupiter moved into Aries recently, so wherever, if you're an Aries or if you're an Aquarius rising, then that's your third house. Aries has now entered your third house. We'll get more into that into the second part. But for just a little bit of insight in that, you will maybe find yourself having luck in communicating the right thing at the right time. And maybe it's just all about trusting that this month. Maybe that's like the one thing you do, is really just trust that you'll say the right thing in the right time to the right person, and all of a sudden things are working out, things are moving on. You have this sense of, which I'm going to talk to some other signs about too, the sense of controlled chaos. Like if you can have a little fun with the chaos, because I know Saturn has been in your sign for a while too, so you're feeling a little different, but it's going to be moving out of there this year. And it's going to not only take a lot of pressure off of you, but a lot of you have learned a lot under the pressure. You have maybe become more compassionate, more understanding for your needs, and maybe even excelling in the field that you're in even more. And you find that you even have more skill, more wisdom, more to offer the world. This also could be about you moving on from a situation that you've known for a while that is no longer good for you, that maybe there's an overbearing boss involved, an overbearing parent involved. It's just someone who's maybe trying to keep you somewhere that is no longer meant for you. That just because this situation is comfortable doesn't mean Aquarius opposes discomfort. It just means that you're going to find a buildup. Like every time a certain subject or a concept or a conversation comes up, a certain topic. Sorry, my hair keeps like hitting my nose and it's making it a little itchy. You'll feel a rise in your emotion, whatever that emotion is. You'll feel a rise in it. And for Aquarius is when you start to feel, or wherever your Aquarius placements are, you'll feel a rise. And it's because when you recognize that your intuition comes from this place of just understanding and feeling this scatteredness, maybe like this dispersed energy, this very okay, like whenever you're feeling that, it's not even impatience. It's just like, you need to let this out. Like something needs to come out of you. You need to create, you need to talk, you need to do whatever it is. This year's setting yourself up, and this month is really setting yourself up for your deep understanding of what it is that you know, to know it, because in the moments when it's like time, boom. You're not afraid of the confrontation. You're not afraid of how anyone else feels. You don't care. You're welcoming more things. You feel more content in your argument. Yes. Because some of you will have a lot. Air signs will always have a lot to say, especially about shit that you know when you're an Aquarius. And this year being the axis, the nodes going into an air fire axis, you'll want to be ready. Also Aries, you'll want to be ready. You know, I love when Aries pairs up with certain people, especially Aquarius and Virgo for some reason. This combo has you exposed to something within you that is ready, but you have to stay ready. You know, not letting your guard down right away, but knowing that, you know, the leap is coming, the risk is coming, the moment is coming. You know it, you feel it. It's on the rise. It's important that you sit with that. And again, that's why in the beginning of the month, regardless of this overbearing person or this saturated situation in your life concept, remember that conversation that keeps happening, that rise in your life, you can move forward confidently knowing that it's getting you where you need to go. It's getting you to understand that this isn't just about getting you to fight or provoking you or to heal something. It's just saying, hey, like this would, if you want this moment to be like more accessible, the moment that you're waiting for, the feelings that you're waiting for, that's probably maybe going to be your reading, the moment you've been waiting for, then it's just going to be a little easier, a lot more fun, a lot more, a lot more enjoyable for you, for the people around you, if you acknowledge what's happening now and you proceed. That it's okay if this person thinks they're doing what's best for you, or thinks they're doing, you know, whatever it is that they think they're doing, and knowing that it's actually, that's okay. They can think that, but it doesn't take you away from wanting to maybe release some control or release and move along, right? It's okay to move along. It's okay to acknowledge that this got you this far and it's now time to move along. What I think you'll be surprised most about, which is like the luck, is that if you move on to something, doing something on your own, or being a little bit more independent with certain things, even if it's maybe acknowledging that a friendship is no longer growing, or that a relationship is no longer growing, and it's a really internal quest that's happening, then you'll find so much more enjoyment in your life, and knowing that whoever is really down with you and whoever you're really down with has no problem just like understanding and coming with you on this ride. You know? I think I want to put this down a little bit. Working as you go. Yeah, so you could be also, some of you, giving a presentation or working on a project throughout the course of the month, and you find yourself, everything's working out so well towards the end of the month, and then all of a sudden a hiccup happens. You just have to apply that same advice to this situation. Sometimes that can work across the board, because a lot of times different things are linked to different situations and it's like the same. You just have to play it out differently. So what I'm saying is to understand that it's happening for a reason. You're feeling that pressure. You're feeling that rise in tension. You've maybe let yourself be more vulnerable, or you've given a thought, like a second thought to something, or there's so much going on and you don't know what's happening. You have to just remember that even in those times, be your very Aquarius self and just sit back for a moment. Tap into that Capricorn. Just like take a sit back, notice what's going on, realizing, like, take a moment to realize that you have the control you have. You're going to utilize that, say what you need to say, move how you need to move, and just be okay with that. And then just notice what you attract from that. Like what you attract from that kind of vibe. Because Capricorn season can teach you that. You guys, when you get together, it could be a very high-minded conversation, a very, let's take the best of the best and make it into something. Or let's look at the best of the best and understand why they're the best of the best. Minus like power and where you born it, like, you know, the stuff people have been born into, like your own take on the best of the best and why of anything. And then pulling it and utilizing it in your own way. And there's someone in your life that's like really down for you and really down to have a great time, a great adventure, is rooting for you. And I think that relationship will begin to flourish even more in the time coming. And I think that certain situation is very much inspiring even more of this energy coming out of you, even more of this, what's important to you. And that's why certain things come like that were settled and you thought you had decided, all of a sudden come up and are festering, and you're just like, wait, but like I thought I did that. I thought I handled that. I thought I decided that. No. It's different now. You're different now. So things are gonna, you know, even those things will change, you know? So really focusing on what you're feeling, where it's coming from. What do I mean by that? If you sit with yourself for a moment, notice what you're feeling. You can, like, say you're tired. Take a check in with your body. What in your body feels most lethargic or tension? A lot of mine is like fear, head, you know. that's probably part of the body that's overextending itself. That's where you need to relax. So if you have a seated job or anywhere that you are, maybe just take a few moments and remember throughout the course of your day that you can just like, okay, relax the neck. Let it relax. Relax the shoulders. You know, relax your belly. Breathe from your belly. A lot of times breathing up from up here, and I'm someone who is very experienced with breath work and yoga and all of these modalities, and breathing from up here only causes more tension, only causes more of, I don't want to keep using the word anxiety, but that's the only word, causes more to fester up here. Breathing from down here is where babies breathe, you know, it's where kids breathe from. Feeling safe, feeling content. And I think that could be something else this person reminds you of being present with yourself and with your body, present with your mind, with your ideas, with what is ultimately changing in your life and what isn't, right? What isn't. All right. Aquarius. We will take a look at the cards a little bit deeper, again, in the link below. Second part, which is the Patreon second part / extended link, and then all information to work with me one-on-one is there as well. Okay? We'll see you in your season. Happy birthday.